All right, just wanted to show you guys, like I promised, the Glock 48. The Glock 48 is pretty much the Glock 43 with a longer slide and a longer grip, or a 43X with just a little bit longer of a slide. Hold on, COVID cough. There we go. It snowed like a mother humper yesterday, so everything outside is, it's just a big shit show. So, some people love snow. The people that love snow, that live in spread out areas, they live near a farm or they're the only house on their street. Yeah, those people, they like snow. But us people that have hundreds of houses right next to each other, we don't like snow, okay? Think about it. All right, it's a pain in the ass. So, the Glock 48. Well, I had a Glock 43 for quite a long time, and I was very pleased with it. I really, really liked it. But believe it or not, because of the Glock 48, on top of it holding more ammunition, it holds a lot more ammunition. I mean, 4 more rounds is a lot. So the 43 holds 6, the 48 holds 10 plus 1, right? And the 43 holds 6 plus 1. I mean, 4 more rounds is a lot more. The gun gets slightly bigger, and it shoots better because it has a longer sight radius. It has a little more weight on the slide, I guess. And I shot the Glock 48, and I don't know if you remember the last video, but I couldn't believe what my target was looking at as I was shooting the Glock 48. It really surprised me how I point that particular gun for me so naturally. Every gun you shoot, another guy can shoot it better, or you can shoot it better than someone else. When you buy a gun, if you can, the best thing to do is rent a few different models and see which one you point the most naturally. And shorter slides, longer slides, thicker slides, it matters. It matters. I'm not a scientist. I don't know why, but it does. I'm thinking just wait, and that's all I can think of. So less recoil also. So here's the Glock 48. Here's the 2 holsters going out today. But I'll show you the Glock 48. This is, it comes in the standard Glock box. I have it locked back. And I do have handleitgrips.com on it instead of Talon. I like the Handle It grips because they come up. Talon grips stop like here. These come all the way up to here, all the way back to here. They come up higher, okay? And they seem to stick really, really well if you do it right. If you prepare it right, clean it with alcohol, make sure there's no grease on your hands, and you use a heat gun when you're done, they line up fantastic. I mean, look at the logo and the edge of the plastic. I mean, you can't ask for a better fit than that. They line up perfectly. So what's cool about the Handle It grips instead of the Talons, they come in sections. So this section's not attached to that section. So it has room to, I guess, when the temperatures change, to shrink and expand without causing any kinds of bubbles or lift. And they work really, really well, okay? So I'm not doing a commercial for them. They're not sending me nothing for free. I just tried them one day, and I said I like them better. That's all. They just fit better. Okay, so that came out nice. So the Glock 48, you do get two 10-round magazines with the gun. I have 4 because I was lucky enough to work at a gun shop, and when I had a 43X, I picked up 2 mags. So the 43X mags will fit the 48, as you know. If you don't know, now you know. So the 48, what's the advantage of it? Well, it has a longer slide. It's got a longer slide. So the 43 stops at, like, I think where the end of this frame is, and the 48 comes out. That's a good inch. And that little inch makes so much difference for accuracy. It's unbelievable. And I was shooting it with the stock trigger in it. And I'm not a fan of the Glock stock trigger. I mean, you can get used to it if you get a lot of trigger time and train with the gun. But I'm always one of them guys that puts a connector in there just to take the edge off. I'm probably going to do it to this one too. But even without that, I seem to shoot the 48 really well with my blind eyes. And it still shoots well because it's very slender, long, nice long sight radius. Now, my biggest worry was carrying it. I'm a fussy gun carrier. And when I sold my Glock 43, I didn't have a gun to carry for a week because I was waiting for this to come in. And I carried the HK P2000, which is a way bigger gun than this. And like I said, because I lost a little weight, it was actually pretty damn comfortable. I mean, would I carry that all the time? It's not comfortable enough for me to carry it all the time. But in a pinch, it was comfortable. So I'm like, wow, losing 34 pounds really helped my gun carry situation. So that's when I really, you know, said to myself, well, that 48 is going to be real comfortable because it's so much more slender than the HK. And it doesn't, you know, it doesn't have a big fat grip with a double stack mag, and it doesn't have the big controls on it. You know, the HK's got the big controls on it. It's just a bulkier gun. So when I slid this in my pants, it was like pretty much the same as a regular 43. So I'm not saying the Glock 48 is better than the 43. It's not, but for me it is. For me it is. So there you go. Now, when you spin the 48 around, a lot of people see that hole. And they're like, what's that hole for? That hole is there so you can take the front sight off. Because when you take the whole gun apart and the barrel's out of the way, you can put a screwdriver with a socket down the hole and unscrew the nut holding on the front sight. That's what that hole there is for. And I will have steel night sights here tomorrow. I found them on Amazon, 48 bucks, man, that's cheap. Because as we all know, the Glock sights that come with the Glock are plastic, and for some reason, Glock keeps putting them on there. I just think they know people are just gonna switch them out. If you really like the Glock sights, I would recommend you get them in steel. I know they exist. If you like the field goal in the back and the ball in the front, which is nice. It is a good sight picture, I'll tell you. It comes up quick and it lines up fast. But if you like that, I would recommend to get these in metal version. I think actually Glock has them, if they still make them. And knock these plastic ones out and put the steel ones in. Okay, not a fan of plastic sights, because when you drop a gun, 9 times out of 10, because the gun's top heavy, it spins this way and falls like that, because you know it's top heavy and it lands right on the sight. So you want some kind of sights that can take abuse, and the plastic ones definitely cannot. I don't think they can. But man, they're nice though. They really stand out. So I'm just showing it. It's pretty much, it's a Gen 5. The trigger is not the best. It's pretty much a Glock 43 trigger. It's got a nice reset, but it takes a while. But the most important thing is after it resets, there's no travel when you're pulling it afterwards. In other words, when it clicks and then you pull it, there's no movement. It's just a crisp bang. Now, crisp is a word, I'm really stretching it there. It's not that crisp, you know, but I like that it doesn't have any slop after the click. No slop. Letting the trigger out till it clicks. And then when I pull it back, there's no slop. You're right at the wall and you can pull through the wall. So what the connector does is it allows you, when you reset and then you start pulling again, when you hit the wall, it just softens the wall. It softens the wall. So you can pull through it smoother without moving the gun. Because that's when the gun moves. When you hit the wall, as you're pulling through the wall, that's when the gun moves. And you're like, why can't I shoot? You got a stiff wall. That's part of the problem. It's one of the issues. But there it is. There it is, Glock 48. I carry Federal HSTs, 124 grain. Seems to be a fantastic self-defense round. And it's a nice size gun. Now they have it, they came out with the MOS. If you want to put a red dot on it, it has an MOS, and I think it has a rail too. Just don't have a rail. I'm not putting a light on here. I'm not putting a light on here, I'm not putting a light or a red dot on here. I want to keep it as small as I can. But that is cool. That is cool. I've done the red dot a couple times, and the cool factor is there, and the long distance accuracy of shooting is there, which is the best thing about the red dot. I mean, you could shoot 25 yards with that thing. That's where its advantage comes in when you have a red dot on a gun, if it's sighted incorrectly. But coming up quick, lining up the sights, or coming up fast and seeing that dot, that's the training. That's where your training needs to come in, because it's not going to come up as fast as regular sights will. Regular sights come up quicker because that's what you're used to. When I was doing drawing from my holster with the RMR red dot, which is a fantastic red dot, I had a hard time finding the dot before I could aim, and it took me like a second delay, so it was slowing me down. But if I hung in there and trained with it, I probably would eventually get it down. But I would like to get one of them on my handgun someday. So I don't want to drift off topic, okay? Never shot it. I got to put at least a couple boxes through it, but I carry it because, you know, Glock's one of the rare guns. You know, I shouldn't even say this, because you should never carry a gun until you shoot it, make sure it works. But under the circumstances with the COVID and everything's closed and all, if there is a gun that I'll take a chance and haven't shot it yet and carry it, Glock's probably the only one I would do that with. Okay. Oh, and I wanted to show you, I also did make a holster for it. So I just want to show you guys, I wear a holster that I make for you guys. I wear the same holster. Okay. Same clip. Everything's the same. Nothing special. There's nothing special for me that I do differently than make my holsters for you guys, because I want to wear my stuff. I want to see how long it lasts, if there's any problems with it. Okay? So that's where I like my tension. So that came out all right. And holsters going out today. This is a P365 Coyote Brown for a friend of mine named William. It's right hand inside the pants, Coyote Brown. It is a SIG P365, which is probably one of the hottest carrying guns on the market right now. Is a Pig 365, a SIG. Actually, that's a good name for something. A Pig 365. I'll think of something. And fully adjustable. Everything's polished. There's no sharp corners. If anything touches your skin, it's going to be a polished, rounded off area, and it's not going to irritate you. And very strong, thick clips. They work great. So that's going out tomorrow. And then we have a leather left-hander for Jamie. Okay, from Chicago, Glock 19. Real nice mold, super clean, perfectly straight sight channel, which is, I would really look for that. Okay, great retention. I test these before I ship them out. Every gun gets tested, every holster, every single one. I don't just make them and throw them in a bag. I test them and make sure the fit is just right, because some people are really, really fussy, okay? And that's fine. I want them to be happy. So this is a 1.5 clip. I got the raised platform, so the clip pushes down harder, gives you a more secure hold, fully adjustable, leather texture, looks really sharp. And that is a G19 or a G23, and this is a left-hander. All right, so that's it. All right, guys, now's the time to order if you're going to order holsters. Once again, I'm all caught up. I stay on top of it. Now, if you're waiting a while for your holster, the mail, it's not me. And I know a lot of companies say it's not me, it's the mail, but it really is the mail. There's something going on with the mail. So, I mean, I ordered a charger for my Bluetooth speaker, and it was supposed to be here last Friday. And it's still, I track it, and it just sits there saying it's moving to the next facility. Every day it says the same thing. So everyone's mail's coming late. It's not just the guys waiting for the holsters, it's everybody. And I don't know why. I have no idea. It ain't Christmas, it's not that. I don't know what it is. The mail's having a bad month as far as their speed. But just hang in there, it'll get there. All right, guys, have a good one.